who wants to step into the pocket. Do you have what it takes? And now, the Pocket Presence Podcast, presented by FRESHOUSE Juice Bar and PILBROIII Inc.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Pocket Presence Podcast. I'm your host, Dante Damascus, alongside my co-host, Nick Saps.
How's it going, everybody?
We are live in the esports game room here at Vaughn Sportsplex 2. We got our hats on because we're heading into the winter months.
And it's cold.
You know, playoff football's coming just around the corner.
Yep.
These are the times where we decide where the champions are made. You know what I mean? Heading into the playoffs, who's the hottest team? Who's got the momentum? But before we get into that, I'd like to thank our sponsors, FRESHOUSE Juice Bar. Check them out, guys. They got 2 locations, one at Kiel and Major Mac, and one at Pine Valley and 7. For the freshest of the freshest needs, we got some juice here today. Nick is already chugging. He's trying to cheat again.
Always.
But that's what Nick does because he's like, I don't know. He's probably like an NFL ref or something back there. But anyways, and of course, PILBROIII Carpentry. Check them out, guys. The Pileggi family has been doing it for over 30 years in the carpentry business. Go to Tony for all your needs. They build homes and not houses. But Nick, Week 11's in the books. Crazy week. Not too good for both of our teams. We'll get into that later, I guess. But
yeah.
What was your main takeaway, obviously? I guess I hinted for everybody. What's your main takeaway for this week?
I don't want to say it, and I'm not, because it just makes me sad when I talk about it.
Buddy. I know, buddy.
I'm going to say...
I hear you.
I'm going to say the Bucs offense just not being good enough. Tom Brady...
Yeah, he screwed me in a few fantasy games. So.
Yeah, and you know what, though? I mean, credit to the Rams defense. They look legit, and they played fantastic.
It's true.
So
it's true.
But yeah, other than that,
I'm gonna save mine because I got a lot to say about my team.
A lot of terrible injuries.
Yeah. Very sad.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, I'll tell you what. I'm getting a little thirsty right now.
Sure.
Are you ready for this? I know you're always ready for this, but like, you know, I
always start about 20 minutes before.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes before me.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see how that's fair.
So yeah, I mean, I'm ready to get juiced up.
Right,
if
you
you're
ready
to get juiced up.
Okay, I mean, here we go, guys. Week 11 scores presented by FRESHOUSE Juice Bar. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Oh, that was a tie.
That's insane.
That was a tie.
That's insane. I can't believe that. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, how can I not?
No one is more embarrassed than me right now.
No.
All right, here we go, guys. Thursday nighter, we had a beautiful game. Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks. Unbelievable game here, back and forth. The Cardinals at the end had a chance to tie it, but they couldn't do it. The defense stepped up. Carlos Dunlap, the ex-Bengal, with the big sack. Seahawks take it 28-21.
Good for Carlos.
Sunday games now, the 1 p.m.s. Beautiful game here, Nick. Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens. Absolutely incredible game here. It went to overtime. Derrick Henry with a 29-yard rushing TD game winner. The King is back. Titans take it 30-24. Detroit Lions, Carolina Panthers. Nick, this was a pathetic game.
Garbage.
What the hell happened to Detroit here? I don't even understand.
I don't know how the whole staff isn't fired.
Congratulations to P.J. Walker, his first ever start for coming from the XFL. What an unbelievable, journey he's been through just to get where he is. Panthers take it 20-0.
Yep.
Philadelphia Eagles, Cleveland Browns. Nick, this is another wild game in Cleveland, I guess. Back and forth, too. Turnovers galore in this one. Yeah. The Browns take it 22-17.
Philly still sucks.
New England Patriots, Houston Texans. Nick, this was an awesome game.
Yep.
Watson versus Newton, back and forth. You know, this was a very competitive game. Watson looks great right now. He's in great form for the Texans. For those heading into the playoffs, you're definitely going to use Watson down the stretch. Texans take it 27-20. Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars. This was a easy game on paper to predict, obviously, who was going to win. But the Jags weren't as impressive this time. You know, they were more competitive against Green Bay last week. Steelers look sharp as well. They keep their undefeated streak going. Steelers take it 27-3. Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, Nick. just when we thought, this was going to be somewhat of a competitive game.
It wasn't.
No Drew Brees, Taysom Hill in. You're thinking Michael Thomas isn't going to catch a ball this game. Total opposite. Taysom Hill looked really good. The defense of the Saints was absolutely stout in this one. Saints take it 24-9. Nick, we're going to go quick with this one. Cincinnati Bengals, Washington football game.
They take it. The football team takes it 20-9.
There you go. Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos. Nick,
I'm going to be quick with this one.
I'm going to be quick with this one. This was pissed me the hell off this game. Denver Broncos take it 20-13. Nick, another pathetic game on the schedule here, except for Herbert in this one.
Yep.
New York Jets, LA Chargers. Herbert, again, a fantasy machine. Him and Keenan Allen with a monster game, both of them. Chargers take it 34-28. Nick, this was the game of the week by far, the Packers and Colts. Absolutely incredible game.
And it lived up to it.
It definitely lived up to it. Rodgers versus Rivers and the Indianapolis defense, who was absolutely fantastic down the stretch in this game. They shut down the Packers in the fourth quarter. They shut them down in overtime with the turnovers. Huge. And then Blankenship with the game-winning field goal in overtime.
He's goggles gang like myself.
There we go.
Yep.
Colts take it 34-31 in OT. Nick, this was another surprisingly good game. The Cowboys and the Vikings. Andy Dalton is back, and all of a sudden the Cowboys got an offense. Unbelievable here. CeeDee Lamb with a ridiculous catch in this one.
Yep.
If you haven't checked the highlight of that, you guys better check that one out. Cowboys take it 31-28. Nick, we have the Sunday Nighter. This was another very good game between the Chiefs and the Raiders. Back and forth. Derek Carr loves to show up against the Chiefs. It's absolutely incredible. But, Mahomes is just Mahomes, right?
Yep.
Andy Reid said it after the game. You give that guy 90 seconds, and we're good to go. You don't even need a timeout because that's what the Chiefs do. They know how to win. Chiefs take it 35-31. Nick, Monday Nighter between the Rams and the Bucks. This is a very close
good game.
Yeah, very good game. Back and forth. The Rams receivers look phenomenal these days. Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are catching just about everything you can throw at them. Rams take it 27-24. And that is the Week 11 scores presented by Fresh House Juice Bar. So, Nick, I got to get your opinion on this. The time has come.
Sure.
You've waited a few days to think about this. The whole idea of what the hell just happened this weekend. Take me through it. What happened with the Bengals?
I mean, listen, I'm sad. It still hurts me to talk about it and to read about it. And, one thing I want to say is that it wasn't the O-line's fault. This was just a freak accident that, 2 or 3 players just rolled over on his plant leg, his left leg, causing his leg and his knee to,
snap.
Yeah, and, now we know what it is. It's a torn ACL and MCL, and there's some other structural damage.
Yeah.
And listen, you know what? This serves as a wake-up call for the Bengals front office because basically they have a pathetic offensive line. Everyone knew that going in to the season, and it's just foreshadowing that something like this could potentially come up again if they don't fix this offensive line and get it right. Because first off, he's a rookie.
That's right.
He's played 11 games, and on the field, he doesn't look like a rookie.
No.
He does not look like a rookie at all. He's the only guy that I've ever known that has given myself hope for the Bengals. He's given the fan base hope. Man, he's the king of Cincinnati already. People are donating to this guy's charity, the food bank for Athens, Ohio. And, you can't ruin another great career like this.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of helps. I mean, obviously it sucks that he's hurt. But listen, with what they got on offense right now, I don't see them winning another game. And they're going to have a chance at a top 3 pick. And they need to sprint up to the podium. And they got to pick Penei Sewell, who's projected by some already as a Hall of Fame left tackle. Wow. Someone who's going to be on your line and protect Burrow's blindside for years to come.
Wow. That's
right?
bold.
And that's what they got to do. They got to lose. And if that means the coach gets fired, then the coach gets fired. if that means the line coach gets fired, fire him. Defensive coordinator, fire. Joe Burrow is the only reason for hope and promise in Cincinnati right now. And listen, like I said, if they don't fix it, something like that could happen again. Except only this time, instead of knocking him out for a year, they could knock him out for his career. Who knows?
You know what?
So, and fantasy implications, obviously. If you're going to start a Bengal, just make sure it's Bernard, because we don't know whether it's Ryan Finley starting or Brandon Allen starting. And, whether it's either of them, who knows the type of relationship and connection that they're going to have with A.J. Green and with Tyler Boyd and with T. Higgins. So keep him on the bench, see how a few weeks plays out. But listen, it's really sad to talk about the Bengals going into the rest of their season without Joe Burrow. And I mean, listen, for fans who don't even like Cincinnati, they just like football. This guy was great, because I know so many people who weren't Bengals fans that they just love Joe Burrow after 11 games.
Yeah.
So it sucks for myself and for Bengals fans everywhere. But, as a whole, it just sucks for the league and for all you guys who watch, because he's already a star. And I wish him a very, very healthy and speedy recovery.
Nick, that was well put. It's
yeah.
very,
sorry, I rambled on.
Don't
But
have to say sorry. This is a podcast.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
It's okay, guys.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, I mean, what he means to Cincinnati right now is obviously the life. But as you alluded to earlier, the offensive line, Nick, that was my biggest concern with Cincinnati.
and he was 72 hits?
Yeah.
Tied for first with Daniel Jones for the first 9 or 10 games
Exactly.
ever.
You can't have your quarterback punished like that.
And they
the
reacted.
Face of the franchise.
They
come on.
definitely reacted too late. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can't fix everything in one off season. But if you knew, since you lost to Miami last year, that Joe Burrow was going to be your guy, and all you did in free agency was sign Xavier Su'a-Filo, who is a backup on most teams' offensive line. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
The defense, when you have an elite quarterback, you don't need a good defense.
That's right.
Mahomes doesn't. Mahomes has a shit defense in Kansas City.
That's right.
What does Mahomes and the offense do? They score more points than the other team. That's
possession.
all. Listen, the defense was terrible in Cincinnati, and kudos to them for trying to fix it. Don't fix it. Let it be. Get 5 guys who are going to battle their asses off for the franchise quarterback. Because if you want to win Super Bowls, that's what's going to win you the Super Bowl. Him, not the defense.
Well, it's hard to disagree with you there, Nick. The offensive line, I mean, it's always been such a crucial part to any team's success. Mm-hmm. And you go across the board, no matter what team. And the problem is Joe Burrow was running for his life for 11 straight games. And simply put, that's what happens.
Yeah, no,
that's
absolutely.
what happens. The risk of that happening gets higher and higher
with each week.
Yep. All right?
Yep.
Now I got to move to my Dolphins.
Yeah, sure.
All right. What the hell happened here? We were on a 5-game winning streak. We go to Denver. It's not even that cold. So you have no excuse. You have no excuse if you're from Florida. It's not even that cold. And we let this team, this no-name team, run the ball on us. Drew Lock looks like an MVP. What the hell is going on? We can't even get to Drew Lock. What the hell is going on here? Tua Tagovailoa cannot throw a pass. He had to get subbed out, and Fitzpatrick gave us
and he
hope.
got sacked the whole bunch.
Yeah, and he gave us hope for the rest of the game. This is ridiculous, Nick. This is ridiculous. I didn't want to see Miami lose like this. I wanted to see them lose more competitively, with more heart. This was very tough to watch. I'm not concerned yet because
they play the Jets.
We got the Jets next week, and we better pound the crap out of that team,
yeah.
or else I'm going to be livid. But this is what happens, the NFL, you got to show up every week to play. This is not all, you don't just look at the schedule and just say check mark. No, This is the NFL, guys. And if you don't want to put in the effort, you are not going to do well. and you're going to ride the bench. So that's what happens. Tua, you want to keep playing like shit? Keep riding the bench, because that's what you deserve today, or on Sunday. And you better not do the same thing against the Jets, or else all hell's going to break loose. And I'm gonna go ballistic on it.
It's a very interesting game against the Jets, because, when a quarterback who you think can be the franchise quarterback plays like he did against Denver, he's got to put it behind him. If he doesn't put it behind him, then
this is his test, Nick.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great test.
Mental test.
Yep.
It's a mental test.
Joe Burrow's bounced back after terrible games. Justin Herbert's bounced back, and it's time to see if Tua can do that, to show that.
That's right.
To show that he can be more than just a game manager.
That's right. And if you want to compete with Buffalo and you want to get that top seed in the AFC East, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get up to them.
Absolutely.
They're 2 games up on us now. See, that critical loss in Denver puts us, 2 games back now. We could have easily been a game back. With the game against the Jets coming up, we would have been in good shape.
Yep.
We would have been primed to get a chance. But I don't know now. Now this opens up the door for the wild card as well.
Yep.
Right? So there's a lot of teams in the hunt with the wild card. You can't rely on the wild card, because a lot of teams are fighting there. Should be interesting down the stretch.
Oh, absolutely.
So Nick, let's move on.
Moving
let's
on.
move on to some fantasy implications right now. We're heading into the home stretch. Trade deadline's passed. Who's going to be the guy that excels in the playoffs?
A guy that's going to excel in the playoffs? That's a tough question. I personally, right now,
Who's
can't
gonna
think
win you
of
the
anything.
championship, Nick?
Who's going to win you the championship? Whichever quarterback is playing the Bengals defense.
That's it?
Yeah, I know it's a vague answer.
Well, week 14, you want to know who the Bengals are playing?
Who's that?
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
You're telling everybody you're going to start Andy Dalton?
If you got balls of steel, and you're you need to win this game, and you got a stud quarterback who's got a brutal matchup, why not pick up Andy Dalton? It's a revenge game, He wasn't treated very fairly last trade deadline. He was benched 3 hours before it was over. He obviously wanted to play, and he wanted out of Cincinnati at that point. And, the coaching staff didn't do right by him. They ended up giving him the reins afterwards. And, they left on good terms, but I know he's still pissed about that.
Yeah.
So why not? I mean, you know what? Maybe I'm going to give you an actual answer to the question. I'm going to say J.K. Dobbins.
Really?
I'm going to say J.K. Dobbins. I think.
Wow, that's bold.
I think he's finally taken the reins on as the starter on that offense.
Wow.
And if he continue, and Baltimore's run first, so he's going to get the volume, and he has ample opportunity for touchdowns. So hey, listen, ride him as your flex or your RB2, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed.
Nick, I'm going to go with 2 running backs here.
Sure.
I've traded for 2 of them, and I hope this really works out. I'm going to go Austin Eckler, because this guy's been dying to play. He's been on Twitch. He's been playing video games. That hamstring looks sharp, okay? He looks ready to go. He's been squatting.
Right.
Get this guy on a football field, Justin Herbert, and that defense has no idea what the hell's coming for them, because that's what's going to happen. And Austin Eckler is going to open up the whole playbook for this Charger offense. It's going to be unbelievable, this offense.
Right.
I got Austin Eckler, and I got Chris Carson. The Seahawks are dying for a running back right now. Carlos Hyde stepped in beautifully against Arizona, but now they got a healthy Chris Carson coming back. This guy is tough as nails, okay, guys? He's one of the toughest players in the league. I don't care what anyone says.
And he always makes people miss.
Oh, yeah. Chris Carson, baby. He's going to do wonders for you in the playoffs. I promise you that.
How about, what's your strategy for defense in the playoffs? Because I know mine for this year.
Well, for defense, I'm going to go a little bit off the board. They're not getting the recognition they deserve right now. I'm going to go the Bills. All right? I see their schedule in the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills have a fantastic schedule. They're going to get a lot of turnovers, a lot of pressure. They got the Broncos coming up in the playoffs. They got the Dolphins. I just see those matchups being a turnover central machine. And that's what you want. You don't want to focus on points too much, because sometimes you can't really control the points. But if you can control are they going to win the line of scrimmage? Are they going to win, the coverage battles? Are they going to win the linebacker battles? Are they going to tackle? Are they going to cause fumbles? These are what you look for in a defense, and I love the Bills at this, and that's why they're doing so well this year, obviously because of Josh Allen as well, but that's why the Bills are the Bills.
Okay, I'm going to go with 2 waiver wire defenses. Not 2 necessarily, but, if you can grab them off the wire, they're going to have great matchups in the playoffs, and you're going to want to pick up basically because of all the quarterback injuries and the quarterback controversies and all that sort of stuff. You're going to want to pick up whichever team plays the Jets, the Bengals, the Jags,
yep.
All those teams. You're going to want to be proactive. I'm talking weeks in advance. And let's say, you know what? Let's say you lost, right? Let's say you lose your playoff matchup, but you have one of those defenses that plays the guys I just mentioned. You screwed somebody, which is what you want when you lose, because obviously you don't want to go out all happy. You want to go out screwing somebody else, and you know what? You're going to screw whichever guy wants, whichever defense is playing the Bengals, Jags, or the Jets.
Yeah.
So
No, it's hard to disagree with you, Nick.
Yeah, and
the Chargers D2 though. Let's. Last week against those Jets though, I don't know. You never know what the Jets
but you know
are.
what? They got a pick 6, which
that's
contributed to
the success.
I want to say all of their points pretty much because I think they only had 1 sack.
Yeah, not too many.
The interception was their only turnover.
Joe Flacco
and they allowed
pretty good.
Was it 20?
28 points. Not good.
Yeah,
that good.
No,
not that good. No. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, it's tough. You gotta watch the injuries as well. Obviously, with every team, the injuries it sucks a lot.
Question for you.
Yeah.
This is a must-win week.
Yeah.
What's one player you're gonna add that's gonna lead you to victory?
Lead me to victory this week?
You give me one, and then I'll give you one.
Oof. This is a tough week. If this guy is still here on the waiver wire, I'm going Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton right now, everyone's saying this guy hasn't done much, but he's primed for a breakout game here against Cincinnati.
Banged up in the secondary.
Somebody is going off in this game for the Giants. I don't know if it's Wayne Gallman, but I'm going to take my chances with Darius Slayton. What about you, Nick?
I'm also going with a Giant, and I'm going with Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones.
Oh, look at that.
You know what? He gets a lot of criticism from everybody because he does turn the ball over a lot. But the last couple of weeks, he's put up some great numbers against a lot of tough defenses. And you know what? He is going to turn it over once or twice or 3 times, whatever. But he's going to get you what you want from a quarterback, which is anywhere between that 15 to 19, 20 point range.
I think he gets 20.
I think he can do it against Cincinnati because if they play anything like they did after Joe Burrow got hurt, then Daniel Jones is primed for a fantastic game.
Well, listen, this guy's pretty quick, Nick.
He can
He's
run,
one of the
man.
fastest players in the league, Nick.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And yes,
absolutely.
He is very, very elusive, guys. Yes, I'm telling you, Daniel Jones can break tackles.
He can.
He got a rushing touchdown against the Eagles. Mm-hmm. He ran by the whole team.
Yeah.
And everyone's still in shock.
Yeah.
But I'm not, because this guy can fly.
Yeah, he did it in the first game against the Eagles, too.
Exactly.
I think he tripped over one of those underground sprinklers, imaginary underground sprinklers.
I think that's what happened. That's what happened.
But yeah, I think if he's on the waiver wire and you're desperate for a win, why not?
That's right.
Why not?
I agree.
You never know.
Anyways, guys, that's it for us. Stay tuned for more episodes. Follow us on YouTube at the Pocket Presence Podcast and on Instagram at the Pocket Presence Pod. Thank you to our sponsors, Fresh House Juice Bar again, and of course, PILBROIII Carpentry. They're the best guys. Support our sponsors. Support small business, actually, in general, during these times. It's very important. That's it for us, guys. Stay tuned. Have a great week 12.